everyone, I hope you're all doing really well today. So I am so excited to bring you this tag and giveaway video because it's sort of been like in my mind to do for a really long time. So I am starting this tag, and the inspiration for this came from the $20 makeup challenge video. So I always thought those were super fun, and I was thinking through like wanting to do one on my own channel, but then I was thinking like, I'm a really practical person, and I was like, well, okay, you know, these makeup gurus, they have so much like really high-end makeup. You know, I have a lot of high-end makeup. Are all these things that they're spending money on, like, they are never going to use those again. It's basically like trash. Those things, you know, if you're going to do your whole makeup with $20, most of the products that you're going to purchase, like, you're not going to use again. I was thinking, I wonder how cheaply I could do my whole entire face with products that I would actually reach for on a daily basis, knowing that I have a lot of high-end products that are really great products. So I started adding it up, and it became like more than $20, and I was like, well, what's the point in doing the $20 makeup challenge if it's more than $20? So I was like, well, why don't I just do a tag of what are the cheapest products that I would actually reach for. So that's where this video idea came up from. And so without further ado, I am excited to tell you what the cheapest products I actually reach for are. So the cheapest concealer that I actually reach for, and this was a tough one because concealer is hard. There really aren't a lot of good concealers that are cheap. But the one I reach for is the e.l.f. Maximum Coverage Concealer Oil Free. So this is a fairly new product to e.l.f. It comes in a tube. It is only $3 and it is 0.7 fluid ounces. You get a ton of product. Just to give you perspective there, a high-end foundation is usually 1 ounce. So this is like 3/4 pretty much of what you get with a high-end foundation. And concealer, usually you don't use that much. So anyway, I like this product because it's about medium texture, medium coverage, not too thick, not too thin. You can use it under your eyes. You can cover a lot of blemishes. It's not full coverage, but you get a decent amount of coverage. A lot of these really cheap ones have very sheer coverage or they're very cakey, and this is neither of those things. It's really decent for a liquid concealer. So the next product that I am going to talk about is the cheapest setting powder that I use. So the cheapest setting powder that I use is also from that is the tone correcting powder. And it looks like this. It's $3 as well. It has a nice big mirror, and it's sort of one of those like HD silicone type powder things. I set my under eye concealer with this, and I would set my whole face with this. It's not really tone correcting, it's just a nice silicone type base setting powder. It's mattifying, and it's in a pressed powder form, so I like all of those things, plus there's a big mirror. The cheapest bronzer is not going to be a surprise to anybody. It's NYC Sunny. This is touted by a lot of people as being a great bronzer, and it really is. It's only $2.70 something cents, I believe, and it's matte, so you can also double it as a contour. It just works really well for me. The cheapest highlight that I use is also from e.l.f. It is the Golden Bronzer. And for the highlight, I use this square down here, which is actually a decent amount of product. And it's actually really quite smooth. For a highlighter, it's really decent. So I like to use that. For blush, I have several blushes actually that are all really cheap and low end. The cheapest of the cheap though is a $1 blush from e.l.f., which would be good for light skin tones, and it is in the shade Glow. It's a glowy peachy color. Also from e.l.f. is a $3 HD blush. This is also a fairly new product. This is the shade Superstar. What I love about this is that it is incredibly pigmented and it has a decent amount of wear. So from this tiny amount right here on my hand, you can see that it is incredibly pigmented, and so it will go a very long way for $3. It lasts about 5 or 6 hours on my cheeks pretty well. And then the next blushes are the blushes from Wet n Wild. I am a giant Wet n Wild blush fan. These things are fantastic. Let me just swatch for you Mellow Wine. They're all incredibly pigmented, and they're all $3. So I'm not a fan of the packaging, but the blushes themselves are really great. So that is the shade Mellow Wine. So you can see it's got a lot of pigmentation. It's really beautiful. The eyeshadows that are the cheapest eyeshadows that I reach for are the Wet n Wild eyeshadows in Comfort Zone. So the Comfort Zone palette is $5, which isn't $3, but it's still really cheap considering you get 8 eyeshadows. The only one I don't use a lot is this one down here, but these two dark ones are fantastic. They can double easily as an eyeliner if you have a brush to apply them with. And then the rest of them, you have some nude colors over here that are really great, and then like a green and some really pretty colors over there. So you can do a lot of looks with this from daytime to nighttime. They're really great shadows for $5. So mascara, I have another mascara which is $3, and it is the Jordana Mascara Best Lash Extreme Volumizing Mascara. So this is a really fantastic mascara. My sister and I both, like, this is one of our favorites ever. We've purchased it and repurchased it and repurchased it, and it's actually not even made in China. It's made in Italy, of all places. So it's just a really great volumizing mascara, and the brush really is grippy, grips your lashes. It's just really fantastic formula, fantastic brush, $3, you can't beat it. For lip products, the cheapest lip glosses that I use are both from e.l.f. They're both $1 ones. I have this one, which tastes like sugar and delicious, and it is in the shade Goddess. And then I have this one, which is the Luscious Liquid Lipstick in the shade Baby Lips. And it's just a really pretty shade that isn't actually colored the way it looks in the tube. It is clear, but it still looks really pretty on your lips as just a kind of a clear sort of a gloss. The lipsticks that I have are both by NYC, and they're I can't remember if they're $2 or $3, but they're one of the two, and the two colors are Sheer Red, which is probably no surprise to anyone because a lot of people talk about that one. It's a really, really, really wearable red color, and so that's a little bit fancier, I guess. And then a more everyday color is the color Mousse, which is right here. So it's sort of a My Lips But Butter color. And so that concludes the lip product. And then the last really cheap product that I reach for is from e.l.f. and it is just these little shine eraser sheets. I, for some reason, feel like I'm really wasting my money. I feel guilty spending money on oil blotting sheets, but these I never feel guilty about because it's $1 for 50. So they may not be like the biggest ones ever or like the best ones, but they do work and they are cheap, and so I use them all the time. They're probably my favorite ones just because of how cheap they are and how I don't feel guilty using them, and because they work. So that concludes the really cheap products that I use, and so the only things that really I couldn't find were eyeliner. I don't have any really, really cheap eyeliners that I like. They end up smudging throughout the day on me, and so because I have so many high-end eyeliners, you know, I wouldn't reach for those as opposed to my high-end ones. The cheapest eyeliner that is really amazing actually is the Makeup Geek gel eyeliners, which are only $8 a piece. These would last you a really long time because if you got just like brown, you know, for example, it would probably take you at least 6 months for it to start to dry up, and then if you just scraped off a layer, it's like brand new again, and so they'd last you a long time probably if you used it all the time. So the other thing that I really couldn't find cheaper, honestly, was the foundation. So all of the really cheap foundations I honestly wouldn't reach for because my other foundations are a whole lot better. So actually the cheapest foundations that I would reach for that I think are really great quality from the drugstore are the, my favorites are the Revlon Color Stay Whipped and the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1. So these are both really long wearing. Also the Revlon Color Stay is another favorite, and then the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse is also really nice for a lighter coverage foundation, and I like to apply this with a brush. So those are the 4 drugstore foundations that I would reach for instead of high-end ones. And then just a couple of other products, like there wasn't an eyeshadow primer, and I feel like eyeshadow primer is really important, especially with the Wet n Wild ones. I haven't had good experience with them staying very well all day long without a primer, and so the cheapest primer that I would actually reach for is the Milani eyeshadow primer. And so this just just came out recently. I think it's $6 or $7, and it's a lot of product, so it's a really decent investment. And I think a lot of people have compared this to the Too Faced eyeshadow primer, which is a lot more expensive, so I think this is really great and high-end quality. As far as a couple of other products, just because it was hard for me to pick a powder, a setting powder that I thought was really good. The only one that was really cheap that I liked was the e.l.f. one. So the next cheapest one I wanted to tell you guys about real quick is the Maybelline Dream Matte Powder. This is fantastic. I've been reaching for it like every day this month, actually. I love it. And then as far as concealers go, because I could only find one concealer that was like the $3 price range I liked, the next cheapest concealers that I think are really great, and I actually reach for them all the time, are these two CoverGirl plus Olay concealers. So the stick form, and then this one for under eye. It's called the Under Eye Concealer, and my shade is Very Light. So I just think these are great products, and they're fairly cheap compared to high-end products. So that concludes all the products portion of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed hearing what the cheapest products that I feel are sort of like high-end quality products. So let me tell you guys about the giveaway. So I am so excited to do this. It's going to run until July 31st, and all you have to do to enter is be subscribed to my channel and post any comment below. One lucky winner will win everything I talked about in this video except for the foundations and concealers. And then that Maybelline Dream Matte Powder. So the things that happen to be color matching, like those won't be given away, but everything else I will be giving away to one lucky winner, along with this really cute little Betsy Johnson makeup bag. So I found this makeup bag. I thought it was like super cute. It's white with polka dots and roses, which are two of my favorite things ever. So then another thing is I'm going to do a little twist to the giveaway. So if you do this tag video, you're going to get an extra 5 entries. So the reason why I'm doing that is because I started my channel recently. It was just in February of this year, and I have really had the best experience. It's been super fun. I've been loving getting to know you guys, connecting with other people who love makeup, and it's just been really fun for me, and so I know it could be fun for you too. And I'm getting a lot of comments about people saying that they'd love to start a channel and they just haven't. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to get you guys involved in the fun. And so if you do a video, all you have to do is either post it as a video response to my video, or just let me know in a comment that you did the video, and then I'll look it up on your channel. And if you do that, I will physically, what I'm going to do to do the giveaway is I'm going to physically like take a piece of paper for every entry and write your name. So like if you do the video and a comment, then you get 6 like pieces of paper thrown into a box. So I'll throw them all into a box, and then I will, on video live, I will draw one on the 31st. So I'm really excited about that, and excited to see if you guys do some of the videos. I'd love to watch your videos. And so thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for participating. Thank you always for watching my videos. It means a lot to me. So thanks again so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye!